and welcome back. Well, things are going to be a little weird today because we're just handling what is going on in Wolfrand's head right now. So let's give a brief recap, not just for everyone here, but also for Wolfrand. So, previously, as Wolfrand pleaded for more power from the entities, well, from the entity that had become well known to him, the Dark Knight's Aegis, his new cursed item, Blood Reaver, the Sorrowful Blade, creeped into his mind, and he lost control. Consumed by the frenzied power of Blood Reaver, his senses were torn away, leaving him in a vast labyrinth of black stone and crimson, crystal, and rose. Thorny vines bound his limbs as two silhouettes emerged from the gloom. The entities known as Blood Reaver, and a towering specter of the entity known as Dark Knight's Aegis, each cloaked in armor. The two forces seemed to clash in a silent maelstrom of crimson and violet energy. Rather than destroy each other outright, they reached a quiet, uneasy accord, turning their attention to Wolfrand, and as they drew near, in a desperate moment, we left off with Wolfrand pleading that he needed to say something. We faded to black. So, suddenly, Wolfrand, awareness floods into your mind. You find yourself pinned against this cold obsidian pillar in the center of what you can see, looking down endless hallways that twist and wind, vines and crystal growths covering all the walls you can see and wrapping you against this pillar as these two massive entities approached you. The tang of iron, the scent of roses, and the hush of this haunting place weighs on your mind. As you can see, there are two entities now in front of you. Hopefully not too menacing. But they sit expectantly looking at you. Their confrontation just moments ago still lingering in the air, and a residual crackle of their power swirling around them. Now they stand but silent, their attention fixed on you as if awaiting you to continue. You feel the vines across your chest slacken just enough for you to draw a shaky breath. The labyrinth itself seems to hold still, anticipating and waiting for your words.
What was I saying a few sessions ago? Oh, jeez.
It's a good question. Something along the lines of it was your body.
This is my body. Am I given to understand that you two will tear it apart in this power struggle for my form? What is it you desire of me in this moment?
As you say this, the weight of these two entities pressing on your body, your mind, almost testing your resolve. You sense that as you speak these words, the mutual animosity between these two entities paused. You see the shadows of the labyrinth as they begin to kind of coagulate around you. The glow of the crystal roses begins to brighten and pulse.
You. And I will face the Dark Knight's Aegis. With you, I have made an accord. And that accord has brought this interloper to us. And now, this house threatens to fall apart under the weight of its own tenets. So now, what is it you desire of me? What more can I give? What more can you take? If you're talking, I cannot hear you.
I'm not talking.
Oh.
I was waiting to see if you were done talking.
For the time being.
Okay. As you speak this, the Aegis slowly begins to step forward. As he does, you see Blood Reaver almost grip the blade that is strapped to his side in expectation. The Aegis tilts its helm almost imperceptibly, an eerily deliberate acknowledgement of your voice that resonates through the corridor. More of a hollow vibration than a sound that reverberates back onto you over and over again. The light of the crystal roses quiver at the edges as though recoiling.
Our deal, yes, mortal. We had an understanding, you and I, a pact sealed in your desperation. I would shield you, Wolfriend. Empower you, Wolfriend.
And what has your power wrought? I was too weak. I fell too easily.
No.
Revenge. In our grasp. Right there. On the cusp.
It was you.
As the Aegis points his armored gauntlet, thrusting it out towards the swirling shape of Blood Reaver.
You took in another, forging a secondary bond. Your fragile mortal flesh is already claimed by me. Do you think yourself so capable as to juggle both of our devouring hungers?
As you see rivulets of violet energy begin to crackle around the Aegis' form as it steps one step closer.
You wonder what business we have here if we mean to rip you asunder. What business this interloper in our midst? You should cast your blame inward, Wolfriend. By drawing Blood Reaver to you, you have opened a second wound upon your soul. 'Tis not just mine to take now.
What's one more wound upon the many?
There's a shift in the air as you say this, and the nearby Blood Reaver's presence begins to flicker as you see swirls of smoky red tendrils, as though it seeks to rebuke the Aegis' condemnation. The silent tension simmers between the two entities. You fear they might start clashing again at any moment, ripping your mind. for now, the Aegis seems wholly focused on you.
I agreed to bind with you, to carve a path of might in exchange for your submission, and yet here you stand compromised by a hungry blade. You dared to think you could harness both of us.
I dared to hope for your help in this.
Your folly endangers us all, boy.
You see sparks start flaring out of his shoulder plates.
I will not be undone by the misguided ambition of a mere boy seeking vengeance for fleeting life. I will not be consumed alongside you, and if your fractured soul collapses under these twin burdens, it will not be me who falls.
You made a deal with me. You are bound to me.
Then choose your path, boy. If you persist, your own ruin shall be the final blow for all of us. And if you would remain my host and continue our deal in remembrance of what I have wrought for you to make the path you have, then so be it. But I will not abide another's dominion over you, not while I yet exist in this place, in this time.
This was a mistake. I know this. I cared not for my soul, for my body. Thought that power was all I needed. And now, I cannot be torn apart. Not here. Not now. Not when the world lies on the cusp of ruin. Please. Help me see this through to the end. Can I try and manifest something? Just sheer... Hold on. I'm trapped in encroaching darkness all around, right?
You are?
I would like
To
to try
rage.
something. I would like to rage. Okay.
Gotta have some levity. What are you trying to apparate in this space?
Can I just flex my magical muscles just a bit, just to make sure they're there?
Yeah, what are you trying to make happen? What sign are you trying to bring forward for yourself to know that you still have some sort of semblance of power in a space that you are eerily too familiar with? Like, this isn't the first time that you have felt yourself in this space.
I would like to just apparate a little bit of darkness and just around my fingers, just to make sure I can.
Okay. Roll an Arcana check for me. Or
Oh
a
boy.
religion check, one of the two.
Oh boy.
10.
Okay. Let's see here. So, as you focus, try to apparate this magical response as if to test whether you retain any authority in this nightmarish realm. Concentrate on the familiar wellspring of ether deep within yourself, the shadows you've harnessed before, and slowly around one trembling hand, black energy begins to swirl, coalescing into inky darkness. It's flickering and tenuous. It's there. Your magic, at least in part, still remains, even in this twisted place. Swirling darkness smothers a few of the vines near your wrist, eating into the red glow that seeps from their barbs. You can feel the area around you pulse in protest, a subtle shudder through the walls. Though the conjuration is not as strong or steady as you were hoping, it is enough to remind you your will in the space is not entirely lost. You notice a low rumble emanating from the Dark Knight's Aegis. Spectral armor continues to flare with this violet aura. Doesn't speak immediately as it watches you, but its presence does not dissipate. Seemingly only pushing stronger and stronger towards you. Your pact was... Go ahead.
If you truly wish to keep my soul from ruin, help me rebuke this mistake, this folly. I'm lost. I have been.
You try to hold on to your mind so fragile, young one. Turn not to the ones you know, but the ones you seek, to give you the power to be free. I can give you that power. What you seek, vengeance, the blood of those who wronged you.
Feel a cold chill run up your spine.
The Aegis.
As you see this crimson glow begin to intensify around this other entity, forming a half silhouette of a blade within that of a rolling void.
It wants you bound in its iron will, and I offer freedom in fury and rage. Through me you can tear down every wall that stands between you and your enemies. Let me in and you shall be unstoppable.
You feel Blood Reaver's words coil in your mind. Swirl of blackness around your hand trembles, uncertain. The labyrinth almost tightening in response as the vines around you that had loosened just enough for you to get a few shaky breaths out begin pulling taut around your chest. And a sense begins to grow that these curses, Blood Reaver's hunger, and the Aegis's already strong-held dominion in your mind seems to be forcing Wolfrin to choose a path from which there may be no return.
I would like to try a different trick.
Okay.
One that I've sort of avoided up to this point. I would like to try to create some light.
Okay. Roll an Arcana check then.
Oh, 13.
As you concentrate again, shifting your thoughts to the aether within you, quiet, broken only by the strained rustle of vines, twist your wrist against their grip. Now, focus on a different spark, something purer, if faint. Beneath the suffocating pressure of these two entities, you search inward for a glimmer of light. In your breath, it rattles in your chest, adrenaline and desperation mingling together. Yeah.
While I am doing this, I would like to pray silently to the Night Mother.
Alright, roll a religion check.
5.
Hey. Slowly and painfully, a pale glow trembles into being, but it's weak. Like a candle fighting a bitter cold wind. It does pierce the gloom enough to illuminate the area around your hand, the nearby pillar. The labyrinth reacts all at once, as if taking offense to this unknown magics. Where the light falls on thorny vines, they recoil, releasing a gasp of reddish mist, and rose petal crystals shiver in the air as they fall to the ground, their edges curling under this gentle light. And for the briefest moment, the oppressive darkness feels as though it begins to loosen for a moment before it is snuffed. The Dark Knight's Aegis remains still, towering in judgment. Blood Reaver, a ripple goes through his shadowy mass. The crimson light pulses around him, intensifying in some sort of agitation. This half-formed silhouette, the swirling gloom, the aura of ravenous hunger, it all seems to bristle at this nascent light.
You cling to hope, mortal. You glean only illusions from that spark. Light will not shield you from the retribution you crave, and your goddess cannot reach you here. From the vengeance that needs darkness, you should accept only me, and I will sharpen you into something that can achieve the goals of which you could never achieve on your own.
Perhaps you are right. And still, my soul tires of vengeance, of agony, of the pain I inflict upon myself, upon others. I cannot rebuke the dark. Not fully. But perhaps, I would like to just use as I would like to use my sheer force of will as, as a paladin trained to use such for my magic to try and suffuse myself with light.
Okay. Mhm.
I'm praying here,
Yeah, I know
praying
you
for a
are.
miracle.
Sorry, I'm looking up some rules real quick.
I'm just praying I can use at least my charisma for this.
Oh, I'm sorry, bud. It's not gonna be charisma.
Uh,
All right. What? So you're trying to suffuse yourself with light. What is your goal here? What are you trying to achieve?
well, try and at least loosen the vines so that if I'm to die, let it be on my own 2 feet.
Okay. As you just felt the last of that conjured light get snuffed out, and the hush that follows, and the whispers, screams of Blood Reaver, you refuse to relent. You clench your teeth and reach deep within yourself, trying to suffuse your body and spirit with light that might drive out the oppression of this place. I want you to make a wisdom saving throw.
Oh, 28.
28. Okay. DC was 25. So that's good. Oh, you feel a faint yet significant surge of light within yourself, and for a heartbeat, the vines slacken. You glimpse the labyrinth walls tremble with uncertainty, and the shadows recoil from you, granting you a momentary sense of hope. As you fall from the pillar, no longer being held, the Aegis standing, towering above you, its hollow helm tilts and speaks once more.
Boy, our pact endures. Blood Reaver's encroachment is an affront to everything we have done and worked for. Cast it off. Together we can crush this usurper and wield its power within ourselves.
You feel the floor begin to rattle, scattering of these crystal rose petals underfoot, as though caught in an unseen tempest. He steps 1 foot closer to you.
Destroy it. Feed your vengeance upon its essence, and I shall grant you the might to see your enemies broken like you have asked. But remember our deal. Once your vengeance is complete, you are mine.
I would like to cast Eldritch Blast at Blood Reaver.
Okay. Roll an Arcana check.
15.
15. Okay. Go ahead and roll your attack rolls for this.
Where? Oh, there it is. How many do I get?
What level are you?
16.
3.
Ooh.
12 misses.
Where was it? I just had it. $25 and a 26.
Okay. Their sheets aren't fully in roll 20. I just have their stat books written out. Blood Reaver. Okay. 25 and 26 both hit.
Oh. I should not have that radiant or necrotic damage. 13 damage. Oh, how the mighty have fallen.
Hey, man. Okay.
How many hit points am I at, by the way?
You'd be at full hit points.
And spell resources?
Spell
Like-
resources, you would be at full.
Like I'd just be long rested, effectively?
Yeah, this is in your mind. So,
I see.
yeah. So all of your capabilities that didn't depend on the magic items that you wield are currently at your disposal. And I need you to roll initiative for me. An 11. Let's see. Their stat blocks aren't fully in there, so I should be able to just do this.
Oh, I have a natural weapon, right?
You do, you have your claws.
Yes. That would be strength?
They are strength based. And you could smite with them, technically.
What's their damage?
Let's see. I think it's 1d6. Either 1d6 or 1d4. And you are proficient in them. So add all that jazz to player's handbook, player options, playable races. Oh, year-end races. Lupin. Natural weapon. 1d6 plus your strength modifier.
Excellent.
All I really need here is go Blood Reaver. I just need his name and his initiative bonus to get the started. The rest will do man for because not have the want or time to go through that. Oh, that's fine. Strength. I tell you right now, his strength is not 100. Ridiculous that would be.
That would be plus.
It'd
20?
it would be ridiculous.
50?
It would be ridiculous, is what it would
Ridiculous.
be. Insurmountable odds. Okay. So if that is 10. Okay. Where is the initiative part on here? Holy fuck. I haven't made any characters in too long. Toggle with toggle. Roll damage. Fine, I'm not gonna worry about it. Alright. Blood Reaver roll for initiative. Boop. 21. His stats in so I can roll. Hit points. Okay. Well, you are not high in the initiative order, but you are there. So, you said you didn't do the radiant necrotic damage, just the force damage?
Yes.
Okay.
I don't. Well, the necrotic damage was from Blood Reaver Frenzy, which I still had checked from last session. And I don't think Improved Divine Smite applies.
Not to an Eldritch Blast.
Not to Eldritch Blast.
Well, luckily, force damage is one of the things he's not resistant to.
Oh,
so, as
wonderful.
these two successful Eldritch Blasts blast into the entity known as Blood Reaver, his shoulders kind of push back for a moment before you hear a rumbling chuckle as he grips this massive blade at his side. And for reference, I guess I'll just throw these up to you. This one is Blood Reaver. Just so you can have a little bit more visual than just his face. All players. Changes. That is Blood Reaver. And then this is the incarnation of the Dark Knight's Aegis. There we go. Okay.
I would also like to note about my Eldritch Blast.
Yes.
Where typically it has been a sort of a bolt of darkness. Now, or for that specific cast, anyways, it's more light.
Okay. So as your magic begins to take on this more radiant side of your abilities and magics, it is Blood Reaver's turn. He screams out,
This will be the last mistake you ever make.
oh,
Let me die fighting. As I always was.
okay. Okay. He is going to run at you in that diagonal space right there. And let's have him roll a d6. See if he has this ability wrapped and ready to go. He does not, so he will make his blade attacks with his abyssal edge. Oh, so these will be
Not Blood Reaver. What is this? All right, continue.
sorry, this entity is Blood Reaver. The blade that he carries is his abyssal edge. Like, it is the incarnation of the edge of his blade.
That's what you meant by it.
Yeah.
Okay.
That was not. There we go. All right, first attack roll. Oh, that is a natural 1. Do you want to roll the? Do you want to roll on the D100?
I'll roll a D100.
64. Okay. Does he just kill himself like all the other guards in the last few games? I'm glad my natural 1 streak is continuing on. 64.
I'm glad too. I'm so cooked.
Okay. He suffers the effects of the Bane spell for the remainder of the encounter, so that means all of his attacks and saving throws have a minus 1d4 for the rest of the encounter. That might save your life here. Now he will take his...
Wow, that's really bad.
Yeah, no, 64 is one of the worst things you can roll on the crit fumble table.
Holy shit.
All right, well, let us do his second attack, which is a 23.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Damage on his abyssal edge is... yeah. So it is 3d8 slashing damage plus 10. It's 30 points of slashing damage. Plus...
Yikes.
3d8 necrotic damage for 13 points of necrotic damage. I need you to make a Constitution saving throw.
That's
32.
a natural 20.
Okay, you succeed, so nothing else happens. Yeah. Okay. That is going to be the end of his turn.
Ooh.
Okay, yeah. That's all he could do for right now. Okay. The Dark Knight's Aegis is now up. Who is hovering near you at this point in time. And as you attack and the Blood Reaver moves in accordance, have you roll a d20 for me?
Just a D20?
Just a d20. 17.
17.
Alright. You need to roll at least a 15 for him to help you, so...
Oh!
All right, the Dark Knight's Aegis. Ooh. Does he get his ability to roll? I'll let you help roll for the Dark Knight's Aegis and stuff. You want to roll a d6? You want the Dark Knight's Aegis to get a 5 or a 6. It's a 4.
Damn.
It's okay. As the Aegis pushes his hand to his side, you see him begin to draw this blade of shadow, and then a shadowy shield begins to form on his other forearm. He is going to make 2 attacks, one with his Aegis blade, and then he will also shield bash. So Aegis blade. Yeah, we'll just give you a bunch of stuff to do. Roll a d20 plus 15.
Plus 15.
Yep. Oh, he will have to get closer to Blood Reaver for this. That is fine. 33. That will indeed hit Blood Reaver. So go ahead and roll 3d8 plus 9 slashing damage and 3d6 necrotic damage. Ouch.
So 3d8 plus 9.
Yep.
And then, how much?
3d6 necrotic damage. Minus 23 for the slashing against Blood Reaver. And I think, double check on this first, Blood Reaver is immune to necrotic damage, so the necrotic damage will not affect him. Okay. Second attack is a shield bash, so go ahead and roll a d20 plus 15. 32 is definitely going to hit, so that's going to do 3d6 plus 6. And Blood Reaver will have to make a strength saving throw. 16 points of damage. Okay. Now Blood Reaver is going to make a strength saving throw. No, I don't want that. I want his character sheet, not that thing. And his saving throws are... Yeah, that's right. Um... 14. 14. Okay. A strength saving throw for Blood Reaver is a 32, so he is not pushed back. At that point, that is all that the Dark Knight's Aegis can do. At the end of the Aegis's turn, Blood Reaver is going to use a legendary action. Actually, he's going to use 2 legendary actions to do Weeping Blade Wind. He can make a single attack with his Abyssal Edge against a creature of his choice. Sorry, against each creature of his choice within 5 feet of it. He makes 1 attack roll for all targets. Sweeps by. So that is going to be 20. Plus 17. 20. That does not hit the Dark Knight's Aegis. Does a 20 hit you?
It does.
Okay.
Everything hits me.
Everything hits you at this point in time. All right. That's 3d8 plus 10. So that is 15 points. That was a low roll for damage. 15 points of slashing damage.
Youch.
And 16 points of necrotic damage, and I need you to roll a Constitution saving throw.
I
15. Okay.
have a plus 12.
Yeah, you are affected by necrosis. So at the beginning of each turn for the next minute, you immediately lose 10 hit points. You can repeat this saving throw at the end of each of your turns.
Whoa.
It is now your turn.
My objective is survive.
Yeah, that's not a bad objective.
All right, I will dash around to this side.
Okay. Get some flanking.
Mm-hmm. And I will dump.
You don't know like the Shadow Blade spell or anything like that, right?
Nope.
Or you want to put like
that's not even
like Divine
not even
Weapon
available to me.
Oh, you want to do like Holy Weapon on your claws or something?
Don't have that prepared.
All right.
I would like to dump 60 points of Lay on Hands into myself.
Fair enough. That's a bonus action when you're dumping it into yourself, right?
I don't know.
It is.
Oh shit,
I was gonna go check, but it is definitely a bonus action to lay on hands yourself. It's an action to lay on hands other people.
It's been a bonus action to lay on hands myself this entire fucking time.
Yeah, you asked me once before. I'm almost positive.
Well then.
Let's see. Paladin. Lay on hands. No, God, maybe it is an action. I was almost positive it was a bonus
Okay.
action.
That is what I thought.
I'll let you do it as a bonus action on yourself. Same kind of rule with like healing potions. Like healing yourself with a healing potion is a bonus action, but healing somebody else is an action.
Okay. And that leaves... Can I...
Except to resume your deal with the Dark Knight's Aegis?
Not yet. I... will... cast... Aura of Vitality.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, are we doing spell point system, by the way?
Do it.
I don't know how to change that in Roll20.
Okay. Okay.
If I can change it in Roll20.
I'm pretty sure you can. Let's see here.
Can
Go
or
from.
cannot?
As I'm pretty sure you can.
Okay.
Spell points. On. Yep. So you'll see if you look at your spell sheet now, it has like right beside the level 1, it says 2. That's how many spell points it costs to cast it. And then like the 2, it takes 3 points to cast it. So on and so forth. I don't know why it has all of the spell points into different pools, but you would be at full spell points for your level. You're a level... What level of Paladin are you?
16.
And you're full Paladin, right?
Full Paladin, no multi-classes.
Okay. Bum, bum, bum. Spell points per level. Okay, what's the max level of spell that you can cast currently? I should ask that.
4th.
4th. You should have 44 spell points in total. If I've done that math right, which I'm sure I definitely have.
Where's that all noted?
I would
where do I
just
keep track of this?
Yeah. Oh, let's 4, 5, 6, 7. I would just keep track of it. Oh, it's on. Yeah, it's on your front page. Sorry, where you have like your lay on hands and everything. At the very bottom of all your things, you have 44 spell points.
Okay.
Do you need the spell point cost chart? Probably. Sending it to you in Discord right now.
I mean, I can also. Oh, there's a space to track, or a text box I can change on the spell sheet itself.
Yeah.
So. Yeah, I think I should be fine.
All right, 10-4.
What did I say? Aura Vitality is what I'm casting.
Got it. Go ahead and throw that into chat too.
Aura Vitality.
Oh, yeah, you also lose 10 hit points at the beginning of your turn.
Ow.
Until the spell ends, the aura moves with you, centered on you. You can use a bonus action to cause one creature in the aura, including you, to regain 2d6 hit points. Alright, cool.
Yeah, and where previously it has been a deluge of shadow, cascading over me, it's light.
Got it.
Nothing else I can really do on my turn. Except, I roll again to save from necrosis, yeah?
Yes, please roll a Constitution saving throw.
I'm supposed to be good at these.
Ooh. That's a failure. Luckily, natural ones don't count for, like, you don't have to roll on a table for a saving throw failure. All right.
Yep.
At the end of your turn, the Dark Knight's Aegis is going to use Let's see. Pretty sure I gave him. I did. Dark Knight Aegis is going to use a legendary action. Ba ba ba. Yeah, sure. Let me pull those on as he conjures. I don't. I want him. Right. There it is. Too many things with that word in there. You can conjure 2 of them. Field. Oh. He's gonna conjure 2 Shadow Knights. Why isn't it loading? Anyone else having problems with Roll20?
Anyone else being me? No?
Okay.
I don't think so.
Good.
No, I'm fine. I think.
Alright, pull these guys on. They are not that big. Conjure them within 30 feet. So do so. Conjures 2 Shadow Knights. They act immediately after the Dark Knight Aegis' turn and initiative count. Following its silent commands, they vanish after 1 minute, or if the Dark Knight's Aegis loses concentration. So you see 2 knights in eerily similar armor to the Dark Knight's Aegis. And with that, it is a Blood Reaver's turn. And Blood Reaver is gonna roll a d6. Boop. That is a 5, so he does get a sweet. Oh, I forgot to have you rolling for that. It's okay, we'll do it going forward. That's fine. Piercing Desolation. Blood Reaver unleashes a wave of sorrow in a 60-foot cone. Each creature in the area must make a charisma saving throw.
And this is directed where?
He's gonna move before he uses it.
Mm-hmm.
He's going to move this way.
I get an attack of opportunity.
You do. So do the Shadow Knights and the Dark Knight's Aegis. 60-foot cone.
The 15.
He can just barely get you all in there. A 15 sadly misses. The 2 Shadow Knights will go. Box. Let's see. Shadow Knight 1.
They're within 10 feet of me, right?
The Shadow Knights, yes.
And considered allies?
Yup.
They get my bonus.
Attack rolls?
Do saving throws.
Oh, okay. Well, I don't know.
For my charisma,
Do you
so-
consider them allies?
You know, that's an excellent question. I don't know that I do right this moment. So perhaps not. They would not get my bonus then.
10-4. Alright, well, they will go ahead and do their Shadow Blade attacks. Each one will get 1 attack of opportunity. So that is a 24, which will hit, just barely. And a 19, which will not hit. So one of those will do damage. Why is it not automatically rolling damage? Boop. Auto roll damage. Go. That one more time for some damage. 16 force damage to him. Okay, and then I need saving throws, charisma saving throws specifically from everybody.
Yahoo!
21. Shadow Knights. Charisma saving throw. That's a 6 and a 2, so that's gonna fail. And then the Dark Knight's Aegis, charisma save, plus 11. 20 plus 11 is a 28. All right. 21, 6, 2, and 28 for his piercing desolation. Okay, so let's roll the damage real quick. Not plus 11. So that would be 45 points of psychic damage. You failed, so you will take the full brunt of the damage.
I failed?
You did a 21, just barely fails. It is a DC 22.
Oh.
The 2
I think
Shadow
how much?
Knights, 45 points. And the Dark Knight's Aegis will take half of that for 22. Okay.
That's... hold on. Half of that, oh, Jesus.
Half of 45 is 22.
Uh-huh. Concentration check.
Oh, Yes, please make a concentration check. That's a 25.
5.
Yeah, so you're fine.
Oh, okay.
Okay, high level combat. Let's go. All right, the Dark Knight's Aegis' turn. He turns to you. Roll me a d20, please. 12.
I don't like this.
The Dark Knight's Aegis will not do anything this turn. At the end of the Dark Knight's Aegis' turn, Blood Reaver will use a legendary action. And we'll do Weeping Blade Wind. For the moment against the Aegis, because Aegis has attacked him already. That's an 18. That's another natural 1. You want to roll a d100 for me? Oh, he should have a minus d4 to all these rolls. I keep forgetting. I'll just start baking it in. 87. Okay. Da, ba, 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 da. You mistakenly strike an ally adjacent to you with your attack. He doesn't have an ally adjacent to him, so sadly that's not really going to do anything, but it did waste his one of his legendary actions, and now it is your turn.
I'll just right quick turn to the Dark Knight's Aegis.
Help me. There's time to negotiate later.
And I will go in. Bonus action. Aura of Vitality myself.
Okay.
Because, ow.
As you do that, the Dark Knight Aegis says,
Let's see you resolve before I put all my eggs in one basket, because for the moment, you need me more than I need you.
you get 5 hit points back.
Yay. And,
There was feasibly 4 ways for this to go, which was you side with Blood Reaver and defeat the Aegis, you side with the Aegis and defeat Blood Reaver, or you side with neither and hopefully don't get the floor wiped as you all three free for all each other. And the 4th way is you just die, which you avoided at the beginning, so that's good.
for the time being, I have, 2 claw attacks.
Okay. 25.
25?
Just barely hits.
I am... Fuck it. 4th level Divine Smite into this.
Okay.
And that's 6 points. Eight slashing damage.
He takes half damage from non-magical bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing, so it'll be 4 slashing and 21 radiant for 25 points of damage. As you slash into him, you feel your claws pass through his armored visage, and you realize that he is only semi-corporeal, and as your fingers and claws plunge deeper into his form, his interior is like a mass, a pool of boiling, steaming blood. And you do take 1d6 points of fire damage
Damn.
from the burning. That is 3 points of fire damage.
Yep.
Unarmed strikes.
And again,
19.
I don't get advantage, do I?
Oh, you do,
Flanking?
you do, because regardless of whether the Aegis is your ally or not at this point, he is definitely an enemy of this creature. So the creature is flanked by 2 enemies. So yes, you have advantage. So go ahead and roll with advantage, and we'll count that 19 as the advantage for your first attack.
Oh, yeah. You're fucking me.
Can you roll a d100 for me, Wolfriend?
78.
78. Okay. Oh. You lucky bastard. You lose your grip and throw your weapon. It lands 30 feet from your location. You cannot throw your hands off of your arms, so you manage to not garner any poor effects or repercussions from your double natural ones. 1 point higher, and your enemy would have gotten to make a free attack against you.
Oh. Oh. I'm just gonna give another plea to the Night Mother. Please help.
Okay. And then since you ended your turn, wait, are you moving at all?
I am not moving anymore.
Okay. So since you are ending your turn within 15 feet of Blood Reaver, I need you to make a wisdom saving throw. 14. Okay, so with a failure, Blood Reaver peers into your mind and gains advantage on his next attack roll against you. Alrighty. It is now Blood Reaver's turn. He will roll a d6. Does not get his Piercing Desolation back, so he will make 2 attacks using his Abyssal Edge. So we'll just roll the attacks first. So first attack is going to be against the Aegis. That is a 27, that will hit. The second attack will be against you. That is an 18. That is another natural 1. Why the fuck? Roll a d100 for me. 98. Your attack ricochets back and you hit yourself. Apply the maximum damage to yourself as if you had hit your target. He is immune to necrotic, so he won't take the necrotic damage from this. But he will take the max damage from 3d8 plus 10 slashing, which is 34 points of slashing damage. As his blade ricochets back and he slices across his own torso. That's 34. You are so fucking lucky. The Dark Knight's Aegis is going to take damage though. 3d8 plus 10. And is the Aegis immune? He's not immune to necrotic, he is resistant, so he will take half damage from the necrotic, which is just 3d8. So a total of 34 points of damage, the same amount of damage to him as he did to himself. To the Aegis. Okay. That is He's not gonna let that happen. He'll retroactively, or if it's just afterwards. Can't do it now because he risks too much. Alright, Dark Knight Aegis' turn. You roll d20 for me? 18, okay. He is pissed about the attacks against him by the Blood Reaver, so he will act in combat this round. You want to roll a d6 for him, see if he gets his big bad ability back? He does not. So, he is going to do 2 attacks with his Aegis Blade. So roll a d20 plus 15 twice. (17) and 28. So the 28 hits. Go ahead and roll 3d8 plus 9 slashing damage.
Wait, those would both be at advantage, yes?
Oh, yes, they would. So the first one will be a 28, so go ahead and roll twice again. And a 32, so they're both going to hit. So 6d8 plus 18 for the damage. $56 points of damage. Damn. At the end of the Dark Knight Aegis' turn, Blood Reaver is going to use legendary actions to Crimson Step, which allows him. Blood Reaver momentarily dissolves into a bloody mist and reappears in an unoccupied space within 120 feet. It does not provoke opportunity attacks. He going over here. It really just needs to be far enough away that can't be flanked. And now it is your turn. And you hear from the Aegis again.
Agree to the deal, or you end this battle alone.
It is your turn.
I have more I wish to discuss. But first,
I will... Well... Can I give... What sort of action is it to give a more fervent prayer to the Night Mother here?
It'd be a full action.
Okay, bonus action, 2d6. Please help me.
Yep, and I need you, you also take 10 damage. Because you're still under the effects of Blood Reaver's Abyssal Edge.
Did I make a save for that last turn?
Yeah, you failed it. You made a save last turn also for his Piercing Desolation. Which you also failed. But let's not talk about it.
I'm reaching out, calling for help. Night Mother, please save me.
Okay, are you doing this with a spell?
Do
you have any spells for contacting the Night Mother?
Nope. Nor do I have access, so... Oh. Oh, wait.
That technically doesn't do it. Alright, I'm pretty sure Paladins get. Double checking before. You just go, no, you don't. Hey. No, you don't. You probably get a 5th level spell that does, but that's fine. Go ahead and roll a religion check for me, please.
Please. No.
You are unsure as to why, but the Night Mother is unable to answer your prayer in this space that you now exist in.
Fuck. That was my action.
What was your action?
I will stay where I am.
Okay. Blood Reaver's turn. And he is going to roll a d6. Doesn't get it back. And so he will... What does he have? 40 feet of boop. Gonna try to get in an unflankable position. Is back against the wall, and he's going to make 2 Abyssal Edge attacks against you.
Mm-hmm.
I assume one of these will be a natural 1. That seems to be how this goes. That is a 30
Yep.
and a 34.
Yep.
So let's see here. So for the combined, or we'll do this one at a time. So first attack is 23 slashing, 13 necrotic. The second one is 22 slashing and 16 necrotic.
Well, I will cast as a reaction, Never Surrender.
Okay.
So as this last hit cleaves into me, you'll see black blood start to spill from the wound, and I get back up and say,
There will be no deals if I fall here. I beg of you.
Wolfrin, roll a wisdom saving throw for me with disadvantage.
mm-hmm.
16. As you say this, in your mind, you see flashes. You feel the Aegis burrowing into your head. And you hear,
Deals are made at inopportune moments. Because without me, who will save them?
as you see image after image and scene after scene, your friends all on the ground in a snowy forest that seems familiar to you, being tied up and hoisted aloft and dragged. You see them traveling and traversing across snowy plains as you lay there motionless, thrown into a prison cell, bound and unable to do anything, as they stand and stare at your unmoving form.
This is not the time to be weighing your options.
Go ahead and roll a d20 for me. 8.
Yep.
He steps forward.
What will it be?
As he holds his hand out towards you. It is your turn.
At what point do I make death saving throws?
We'll say at the end of your turn you make a death saving.
Okay. I will look up at the Dark Knight's Aegis, haggard, bleeding black blood.
Become my darkness once more, and I shall be your light.
Then you are in agreement. Our deal persists as it was. Your vengeance in return for your being.
Very well.
As you hold your hand out towards him, let's see here. You're gonna have to roll a couple of things. So, go ahead and roll a charisma saving throw for me.
Charisma.
You can roll with advantage if you would like.
23.
Okay. As chaos swirls all around, the din of steel on steel resounds throughout the battlefield, and the air has an acrid scent of blood. It's your blood. The eye of all of this, after pulling yourself off the ground, teetering on the edge of death, your limbs feel like lead and you can barely lift your head to witness the carnage. You see the twisted silhouette of the Dark Knight's Aegis approach, imposing over you, offering his hand in return for a reaffirming of your deal. The very air around you quiets for a moment, leaving only the echo, your heart pounding in your ears. And as you tell him to become your darkness once again and you will be his light, there's a surge of black shadowy flame-like tendrils. A violent surge of power erupts at the point of contact between you two, racing up your arms as tendrils of purple and black darkness flood across your chest and limbs. In a single breath, the darkness solidifies into curling plates of shadowy armor, each segment etched with jagged runes that glow faintly in the same violet hue as the Aegis himself. The battlefield seems to recoil for this moment. And as if nature itself recognizes this pact being sealed in your mind, you look, and as this cursed armor claims you, two shapes coalesce at your side. As your arms feel heavy once again, now with the weight of a heavy shield formed of shadowy essence, edges rimmed with a dull purple luminescence, and a menacing blade of congealed shadows in your other. the hilt crowned with razor-like spines. As you grip these weapons, they flare with a muted, sinister glow, reflecting the bond you have forged between man and armor. As you rise slowly up to your full height, your breath rasps behind this newly formed helmeted visor, where exhaustion once held you, and eerily vitality now crackles through your limbs. In this instance, the thunder of battle presses in again. You have your armor, so all of your armor abilities are back. For the uses of this, you do not have Blood Reaver.
Okay.
I don't have time to put in all of the abilities of this, but let me just for you. Why can't I fucking spell where the shit? Then there. At the top of your weapons, you should have the Blade of the Aegis. And you would also get okay, please. You.
I can get rid of the Blood Reaver stuff, yes?
I wouldn't get rid of it yet. You don't know how this is gonna pan out. Oh. Here. Why is that not showing up in my compendium? There we go. Wrong one. And now you have the Shield of the Aegis as well. Which, yep. Oh, when activated, gives you +3 to your AC. So now your AC should be a total of 21. Also, a part of this, you do immediately heal. Looking at this. Sorry, I have different things for if you decide to decide with each one. Dark Knight's Aegis gives you go ahead and roll 8d10 for me. You get 48 hit points back.
Oh.
Okay. Now, wreathed in shadowy armor, the visage of the Dark Knight's Aegis still looming heavily behind you. The deal has been struck. The Aegis once again has its host, and Wolfren in turn have once again seized a terrible power. Bound to this darkness, yet striving to forge some measure of light within. What are you doing on your turn?
Is there any level of light infusion I can do to my new, or to my gear?
What do you mean?
Just
Like, expand on that for me.
I would like to try and, well, what do I mean by that?
How about this? Roll a charisma check for me. Just straight charisma. 22, that's pretty good.
There are still measures I wish to discuss, but I will abide by our deal.
And I would like to try and lean my sword and shield a bit more towards light, if that's possible.
Okay. With a 22 charisma check, as these shadows thickly surround you, you stand in the center of these two entities, clad in this newly formed shadowy armor of the Dark Knight's Aegis. The black metal almost wisping off shadow with these violet undertones, and the air around you charged. In a single breath, you focus every fiber of your will, compelling a spark of whatever holy light you have within to surge from deep inside your soul. And a tremor passes through the cursed plates. At first, the shadows recoil as if resisting this unexpected intrusion, but as you push harder, channeling that flicker of hope and faith you have, that you have been trying to nurture, despite your countless hardships, a faint glow kindles beneath the surface of your armor, finding its way through the cracks and seams, forging new paths across this darkened metal, and like veins of molten gold, slender strands of light begin to snake out from the center of your chest, radiating along the edge of each plate. Edges once shrouded in gloom now gleam with an otherworldly brightness. Where the cursed metal was etched with jagged runes and shadowy vines, these markings suddenly ignite with shimmering gold, transforming them into intricate filigree patterns that trace across your gauntlets and greaves. These golden lines continue their march up the blade of your sword, coalescing into graceful arcs near the crossguard, and the shield, which had been a bleak slab of living shadow, now bears a luminous crest in its center of the ebon fang, an emblem that throbs in unison with your heartbeat. Half black steel and half shining dawn, the clash of dark and light is not peaceful, but as sparks dance and flicker at the boundaries, small flares where the energy meets resistance. Your resolve holds firm, and slowly the raging darkness of this armor and these weapons submit to your new harmony. So as the lines settle, your armor's now standing in this duality of black and like darkness and light. Let's go over a couple things. So with this, with your roll, I'm gonna allow this. So we're gonna change something on your sheet real quick. So the Blade of the Aegis, I'm gonna take that 1d8 necrotic off. Oop. And we're gonna put a global damage modifier, and I'm just gonna call it Aegis Shadow.
I also, what I'm getting for this is now I'm working with a black and gold aesthetic.
Mhm.
Hell, yes.
So you now have Aegis Shadow and Aegis Light. So every time you make an attack, you can decide whether it does an additional 1d8 necrotic or 1d8 radiant damage. Also, I don't have time to put it all in here. But you should this. You have your Blade of the Aegis. And have yeah. That it'll be in effect for both of them. So, as a bonus action, I'll put this on the top too. Alright, there we go. As a bonus action, these weapons of shadow and now light, the one-handed blade you are holding and the shield can coalesce together to form a massive cleaver, which still holds the same ability for Aegis Shadow and Aegis Light, but it becomes a two-handed greatsword. So it takes a bonus action to switch between one-handed sword and shield and two-handed greatsword, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
The greatsword is obviously more like damaging than the one-handed blade.
Right.
But you get additional benefits for having like a sword and a shield, like the additional AC and stuff like that. So I'll send you the full distribution of this new set of magic items afterwards. But for now, as this light penetrates and radiates around you, now we have to make new fucking art for Wolfriend.
Hey, it was gonna happen at some point.
We'll say that doing all of that was your bonus action. What are you doing for your action, Mr. Wolfriend Gray, the Dark Knight's Aegis?
Oh.
Well, I'm still ouch owie.
Yeah.
Well, if it's a bonus action to lay on hands myself, I can't use an action, can I?
Yeah, no, you can.
I can?
Yeah.
20 points, lay on hands, into me. Ouch.
Play it fast and loose here, boys. Alright, so you lay on hands, that's all you're doing?
I will lay on hands and turn to face Blood Reaver.
Okay.
You have intruded here long enough.
And that'll be my turn.
As you say that, you hear almost an echo a resounding quality to your voice, as if the Dark Knight's Aegis is also speaking the same thing from you at the same time. The Aegis is then going to use his legendary action at the end of your turn. And he will lay on hands you for 50 hit points.
Oh,
That off. And it is Blood Reaver's turn. It's gonna be harder to hit you now.
I don't have my what's it? Amulet of Warding, do I?
No.
Damn. Okay.
What does your Amulet of Warding do?
Boost to AC and lets me cast Shield.
Okay. Sorry, I just read your message in Discord. We'll do something with it before tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I would like to.
definitely. Okay. He's gonna roll his two. Actually, he's gonna roll a d6 first. He does not get his big bad ability back, so that is a 29 to hit you, and a 22
well.
to hit you.
Very well.
Okay. So as he comes back in at you, he is going to do 3d8. So first attack, 20 slashing, 11 necrotic. Second attack,
Hey, I'm
resistant to
I have-
necrotic.
I have Dark Knight's Aegis back, yes?
Yeah.
Resistant to necrotic.
Yeah, so you'll take half that necrotic damage, so instead of 11 necrotic, you will take 5 necrotic. The
Excellent.
Second attack will be 22 slashing. And 13 necrotic, rounded down to 6.
Oof. Oh.
That is the end of his turn, and you do not have to roll for the Dark Knight's Aegis to assist you now. He is just going to. Alrighty. So as he moves over here, we will go ahead and roll. Roll d6 to see if he gets his ability. 5.
Yes,
he does get his ability. Okay. The Dark Knight's Aegis unleashes a wave of violet energy in a 30-foot cone, so it's just going to hit this big guy, so he'll have to make a 19 dexterity saving throw. Here, Blood Reaver, dex saving throw. It's a 30. He'll still take half damage. So go ahead and roll 10d10 force damage.
Whew.
48 rounded down to 24. That's still a big ass hit. So 24 force damage. Okay. And then on top of that, he will make his 2 Aegis Blade attacks. So you want to roll 2 d20s plus 15 on each of them?
That's 228.
28. Those are both gonna hit. So let's go ahead and roll 68 plus 18 damage.
Plus 18?
Yeah, because it's normally 3d8 plus 9, but we're just gonna put all the
Right.
damage together. 50 points of damage. Whoa, he is bloodied. Okay. Oh, well, we can talk about it after the session. All right.
Yeah.
At the end of the Dark Knight's Aegis' turn, Blood Reaver is going to use a legendary action. And he is going to do Weeping Blade Wind, so he gets to make one free swinging attack against all targets within 5 feet of him. It'll just be one attack roll. Plus 17. That is a 33. That is going to hit both of you.
Mm-hmm.
3d8 plus 10. That is 25 slashing. And 9 necrotic reduced to 4.
Oh, I'm glad for that resistance.
Yeah, it's nice.
Still, ouch.
Okay. It is now your turn, Wolfriend.
Let's... Okay, as a bonus action, I can swap my weapon, yes?
Yep.
You know what, well...
You'll lose the +3 to your AC from the shield.
Can I do it between attacks?
Yeah, because you can mix your bonus action in, so you could attack with your sword and board, and then do your second attack as your cleaver.
Badass. I don't know if I want to do that necessarily, but...
It's up to you. It would be useful in a situation where, like, you're up close fighting someone and you know you're gonna have to, like, get out of their attack range, so you attack with the cleaver first and then switch it to sword and board so you have an increased AC when they do their opportunity attack, but I don't know how much use it would have the opposite way around.
Yeah. It's just really fun flavor-wise, though.
Yeah, no, for
I will
sure.
say.
The weapon, they're literally made of, like, physical shadow. That's why they can combine and then go back to 2 different things, because you're literally shaping the shadows themselves. These
Well,
weapons.
light, too.
Well, yeah, and light now too. It is it is a very contradicting combination of your divine power and the Aegis's malevolence.
Badass. 2 attacks with Aegis Blade.
All right. And they're at an advantage because you're flanking.
Do I still do I still have Aura of Vitality up?
Does
shit,
the comeback from the dead thing, is that concentration?
Oh, that's no. It is not.
Okay, well then we need you to make some Constitution checks real quick. So just
Yeah, I was
roll three concentration checks. It's just Constitution saving throws. Yeah, that one's good. That one's good. Yes, you still have Aura Vitality up.
okay.
Through
Bonus
all
action.
of this.
Bonus action. 2d6. Be my salvation.
Double ones. Oh no. Hey, 8 points is better than nothing.
That is true. 2 attacks with Aegis Blade.
All right.
At advantage.
Nope. Natural
fucking
20.
20.
I assume you're doing radiant damage because you've already seen that he takes no damage from necrotic. So make sure you check mark your Aegis light on your damage matters before you roll damage.
Yes. I don't know, I was under the words. I was under the impression that I had shifted it to light and was keeping it that way.
You can, so on every single attack you make, you can choose whether the additional damage is either necrotic or radiant.
Excellent.
Because it is not just, it is now a mixture of your essence and the Dark Knight's Aegis, so it maintains both properties. If you hadn't have rolled over 20, then it would have been a different thing, but...
By the way, 4th level smite.
4th level smite, got it.
Make sure I've got all my... Yep. Bada bing, bada motherfucking boom.
Alright, so that's 32 and 20 and... Okay, this is a lot of damage. So that is 52. So it's 104 points of damage. Hot damn. That you just took off a quarter of his health.
Like, surely you don't mean current.
No, his max HP.
His max. Holy shit.
Yeah, he's a challenge rating. He's a CR 24, the same as an ancient red dragon.
Oh damn.
Yeah.
Anyways, how's he looking after that one?
He's looking really rough. He was bloodied before, which means he was at half health, and you just took away a quarter of his max health.
God damn. Second attack.
Yep. 25. 25 will hit. You doing a smite on this one too?
Yeah, why not?
Alright.
Burning through my spell points. I like the system, by the way.
Good. 23 radiant.
Radiant, radiant, radiant.
You have a bunch of different radiant sources going on here. All right, so that is 38 points of damage. As you wield this blade of coalesced shadow and radiant light and plunge it through this entity, you see his form, not fully corporeal, begin to shred apart. And as you've seen him recoalesce back together multitudes of times throughout this battle, you see pieces left missing from these wounds. You doing anything else?
We will excise you.
That's my turn.
All right. At the end of your turn, Blood Reaver is going to use a legendary action. To do Weeping Blade Wind. He'll get a free attack. You're looking more worse for wear than the Aegis is, so he is going to attack you. In 36.
Yep.
That is going to be 21 slashing. And 14 necrotic, reduced to 7.
Ah, shit.
Pretty low there, big guy.
Mm-hmm.
And now it is Blood Reaver's turn. He will roll a d6. He does not get his ability back, so he will just do his 2 attacks. He will start on you and see if he can take you down. $28.
Yep.
There's 19 slashing.
As a reaction, never surrender.
Okay. Mark off those spell points.
So
Oh.
as this blow comes down and cleaves through me, you will see my blood black again, but with streaks of gold.
You should get that checked out.
Wow. Just streaks of light.
Okay.
Radiant blood. I should get it checked out. I'm in pain.
All right. So you're back on your feet. He will do a second attack. He was already transitioning to the Aegis, so his second attack will be at the Aegis. As he screams and yells. Go ahead. Oh, yeah.
That was not supposed to be at advantage, but...
It's fine. 26 does save, so you maintain your spell. That's a 35 to hit the Aegis. For 27 slashing. And 14 necrotic, reduced to 7, so that's 34 points. Aegis is now bloodied. And that is the end of his turn. And it is the Aegis' turn. You want to roll a d6 for the Aegis? A 6. He can't use his...
Yeah, buddy.
He can't use it where he's at right now, so he's going to circle around. So he doesn't get you in it. But we will have Blood Reaver roll a dex saving throw. Oh, that was just straight dex. I wanted a dex saving throw. Just a second. There we go. 31. So you will take half damage from this. But I need you to go ahead and roll me 10d10, please. 59. Cut down to 29 points of force damage. And then he will make his 2 attacks. So go ahead and roll 2 d20s, plus 15 on each of them. 19 will miss, but the 27 will hit. So that is going to be 3d8 plus 10 slashing. (26) As he slashes into him, his second attack gets blocked, and the Aegis looks at you and just nods. It is your turn.
Bonus action, Aura of Vitality on myself.
Okay.
Ow.
Seven hit points back. All you need, baby.
At least I'm no longer making death saving throws.
Oh.
Two more attacks.
2 more attacks.
Not at advantage, not flanking.
Nope.
Which, oh, nope. Ah. Bonus action. Ah. 20 and a 29.
The 20 does not hit. The 29 does. Are you wanting to switch it to a cleaver?
It's a bonus action to do so, yes?
Right, but thematically I'll let you do it if you would like.
I would like to, yes.
Alright, are you going to put smite on this?
Yes.
Okay.
Level 4.
You need to do 26 damage.
Smoke him if I got him. Let's see. Aegis Light. Improve smoke. It's like 4. And I'll do this so I can. I mean, it's a how to do
How
right?
do you,
Yeah, you said it.
you
Continue.
Oh, This is big money, baby. So,
Can I?
go ahead. How do you want to do
What
this?
I want. I would like. So as my first attack with, with my sword and shield goes wide, I would like to mid swing, swap to the cleaver, jump in the air, bring the cleaver crashing down his front.
As the
Saying-
battlefield. Oh, go ahead. Saying what?
Say, be gone with you.
As the battlefield seems to fall away, leaving only the swirling darkness of the labyrinth in your mind, Wolfriend. Black stone walls veined with crimson roses, their petals trembling in expectation, the shadows cast by your newly forged armor dancing wildly, spurred on by the roiling tension of this battle. In one moment, you grip both the shield and the sword that you are now wielding, each etched with shimmering lines of your holy light. Next, a command resonates from your core as the two weapons begin to coalesce and merge. With a sound like rending steel and wisping of shadows, the two items contort, liquefy into coils of living night and radiant energy flowing into the blade. Golden streaks pulse along the joining, weaving a lattice of radiance through the swirling darkness. The result is a monstrous cleaver-like greatsword, its surface seething with flickers of black energy and crackles of brilliant gold as it hums in your hands. Across from you, Blood Reaver twists and writhes, half smoke. His blade-like silhouette and crimson pulses shimmer through its shadowy form, each throb radiating this hateful hunger. The air reverberates with deep, agonizing murmurs, as though Blood Reaver itself can sense the sudden union of these polar forces of light and dark, aligned against it. An angry shriek, partly psychic, partly physical, tears through the gloom of this space as the shadows convulse around him, each red pulse intensifying like a frantic heartbeat. Then it lunges, inky tendrils flailing in attempt to devour you whole. As you exhale, jumping and steadying yourself, and in a single fluid motion, you heave this massive greatsword overhead, the glowing filaments of gold igniting, tracing runic patterns in mid-air. As the blade descends, the dark labyrinthine area flickers, vines lash, and black stone mourns as though the world itself is recoiling from below. And a thunderous crack echoes out, shaking every corridor underfoot as streaks of molten gold tear across. As the greatsword carves cleanly through Blood Reaver's body, a split second of perfect stillness follows. Then with a shuddering roar, the entity erupts in a swirl of crimson sparks. For a heartbeat, Blood Reaver's shape wavers, incomplete. Its once imposing form collapses inward, hemorrhaging raw blood and smoky essence that spills across the black stone like a vanishing fog. The last echoes of its cry reverberate off the labyrinth walls, more of a mournful wail than a defiant roar. And in the wake of that strike, Wolfriend, you stand at the epicenter of your mind and these colliding forces, this massive blade crackling in your grip. Arcs of gold meeting rivulets of shadow where the entity was severed. The rippling haze drifts like embers caught in a dying gust of wind, as slowly the wilting roses around you fall to ash, their petals disintegrating as if robbed of the dark sustenance the Blood Reaver was providing. And immediately a wave of exhaustion threatens to buckle you at your knees. As you stand there, actually probably kneeling or sitting on the ground now, with the Dark Knight's Aegis looking down at you.
half kneeling, supported on with the Aegis Cleaver.
The bargain has been struck, Wolfriend. I expect you to uphold your end of the deal. For once your vengeance is complete, you will be mine.
And still, we have a world to save. Kalanroth is rising. We cannot allow it. My vengeance will not be complete if that damned Iron Brand is successful. And so, there is a path I wish to discuss.
Our deal.
You've heard.
Our deal was struck in the visage of vengeance against the man known as Zephyrion. No other Kalanroth, or no end of world, or no. A deal is a deal, is a deal, is a deal, Wolfriend. You've seen how weak you are without my power. Don't make the same costly mistake again.
What good is vengeance if it cannot protect the people?
Your mind is clouded if you think your vengeance was ever meant to protect anybody. It was meant as vengeance and vengeance alone. Protecting those you call friends, those you call family or allies, was a byproduct. Nothing more, nothing less.
You forget the purpose of my oath. The one you were sworn to me to uphold. The conditions of our deal has changed. I know. And yet, I still wish to uphold my oath. At the end of it all, you heard what the old man said. It requires a sacrifice, one of the self. I volunteer myself, and at the end of that journey, my body is yours.
No. A sacrifice like that is self-serving only to you. Or if you give yourself in the aims of whatever you are implying, you may not have a body left to give. I make this deal and this deal alone. They've granted you more power than even what was bargained for. You now have blades of my essence. A shield that goes beyond anything man could make or hope to pry off of any sort of entity such as myself. You have my power, you have my weapons, you have my shadows, and I will have you. Once your vengeance is complete, you are mine. I will not meddle any further than that. Protect your friends. Protect your family. But no. This vengeance mission of yours, oath or no oath, was never meant to serve anybody but yourself.
We've spoken enough. The deal is the deal.
Very well. Then when the time comes, I will come calling. And shall you resist, you should find yourself in this place once more. And I warn you, it may seem you've only been here but for a fleeting moment. But your friends are in danger now, rushing headlong into a battle they are nary prepared for. Let's hope you can save this group.
At that moment, as you gaze upon the entity known as the Dark Knight's Aegis, you feel the ground start to crack and crumble beneath your feet as you start falling into darkness. The wisp of the Dark Knight's shadows enveloping you, your bright light shining through as you fall and fall and fall before something catches you and your eyes jolt open and you are being carried. You're looking around and you are in some sort of underground corridor, man-made carved stone, and you see the person carrying you is Uzmir. A reddened great sword-like blade hits the ground as Uzmir continues to carry you away from it. And that is where we will pick up next time. Well, you didn't die.
No, I did not.
That's good.
I'm still cooked. But I am marginally less cooked.
Well, thanks for everybody who watched. Hope you enjoyed it. We will be back tomorrow. The same bat time, same bat channel to pick up where this left off. We just had to split it up because we knew Wolfrin's dream sequence was gonna be a long one. So, thanks everybody for who watched. Thank you, Luca and Rocky, for all of your very silent color commentary that I'm sure there was. We will see you all tomorrow. Thank you. Good night.
Good night.
Rocky, Luca, say good night.
Good night.
Good night.
Night, everybody.